Africa webinar, an online seminar whose purpose is showing what's going to happen at Fayport, especially for processors. I mean, the part manufacturing companies in the African countries. So we've selected technologies that are quite compatible with the current part manufacturing parts made of polyurethane in the African countries. So we would like to show the processing units for countries that would have a compatibility in purchasing with Brazil, because that would be interesting to have a trade between Brazil and Africa. So the idea is showing what the South American suppliers that are going to be exhibiting in the show, what they have to offer to the African market. So we've surveyed the market, we listed a few companies, and this was the first presentation. And now we're going to have another talk by Valdomiro Moreira. He's an expert from the composite market, one of the most renowned composite experts from around the world. I've known him for virtually 30 years. It's a great satisfaction, and I've been in the sector for 28 years. And Valdomiro was one of the persons who guided me, who really taught me things. So over the years, I really realized that he's been studying and keeping up to date and keeping abreast with the technologies. So over the years, I can see that Valdomiro has a great perspective on the evolution of the market and efficiencies and so on and so forth. So it's really a privilege to have Valdomiro talking to us, because regardless of the company that he represents, he contributes with his entire experience, which is key, of course. So Valdomiro will better explain. But today he represents Morquimica. So he's going to talk about Morquimica materials and composites. So hello, Valdomiro.
Tudo
Good
ótimo. Recebe
morning.
bem o
Can
meu
you hear
som?
me? Yes, I can hear you.
Muito obrigado,
So
Simone, pelas
thank you, Simone, for
felizes
your kind
palavras.
words.
Ainda que seja
Well,
denominado
sometimes people call
dinossauro
me a
do
composite
compósito, eu me esforço
dinosaur,
para ser pelo
but
menos um
I make my
dinossauro
best to
atualizado,
be an
versão
updated
4.0.
dinosaur that is version 4.0. I'm sure you are. Valdomiro, the week before the last, we were talking about this new idea, which I'm not telling you. It's not a spoiler. We're going to see it at Fapla. And I told him, Valdomiro, you are the one leading this project, because that's precisely what I said. People may call him dinosaur, but he has vast experience and he's always up to date with the market. Okay? There are very few professionals that live up to the same experience level. Okay, Valdomiro, on to you. You may now share your presentation. Okay, thank you for the knowledge
Ok,
sharing.
vamos
Okay,
lá. Eu sou o
I am
professor
Professor
Moreira,
Moreira.
responsável
I'm
por
in
alguns
charge of
cursos
some
de capacitação
capacity building
profissional,
courses
tanto na
at
Almaco,
Almaco, that
Associação
is the Latin
Latino-Americana de
American
Materiais
Association for
Compósitos,
Composite
assim
Materials,
como do
and I work for the
IPT,
IPT as well.
Instituto
That
de
is the
Pesquisas
Technological
Tecnológicas do Estado
Research
de São
Institute for
Paulo,
the state of São Paulo.
particularmente nos
And
cursos
I
de
work in the
pós-graduação em
graduation
compósitos.
courses on
Mais
composites.
uma vez agradeço
So I
imensamente
deeply
a
thank
Simone e a
Simone
equipe
and the
Aspen
Aspen team. Thank you so
pelo
much for the
convite.
invitation.
Sinto
It's
muito
quite an
honrado
honor
hoje falando da
to
linha
be
de
here
produtos
discussing the line of
Morquímica.
products at Morquimica.
A Morquímica nos
So
solicitou
Morquimica
uma visão
requested us to
geral
provide
de
a general
produtos,
overview on products
evidentemente aplicados aos
applied to
materiais
composite
compósitos,
materials.
cujo título
And
são
the
as
title is, the
soluções
title of my
em
presentation is
materiais Morquímica
Solutions
aplicadas
Using
aos
Morquimica
compostos.
Materials applied to the composite sector. Today is March the 25th, the year is 2026, and that's asynchronous presentation. So I'll provide you with an overview on the different topics.
rapidamente uma apresentação
I'll make an
institucional da
institutional presentation
Morquimica
on the company,
e algumas
Morquimica, and I'll
tecnologias,
discuss
como
some of the
anteriormente
technologies, okay?
afirmado. Iniciando pela
Beginning
linha
with the more
denominada
coat
Morco,
line.
são
These
gel
are
coats de base de gravura,
primer gel
denominados
coats,
primers, tanto
gel
também
coats for
gel coats de
painting. We
acabamento
also
de
have
classe
the orthophthalic
ortoftálmicos
and
e
isophthalic
isoftálicos,
gel coats.
versão
The
isoftálica com
iso virgin with the
neopentilglicol, bem
neopentyl
conhecido no
glycol,
mercado como
which is widely known in the
NPG,
market as
gel
NPG.
coats
The
denominados de barreira química
chemical
ou
barrier
skin
gel
coats,
coats, known
além
as
dos top
skin
coats
coats, and
utilizados
the
para
top coats that are
repintura
used for
ou
painting
pintura
or repainting,
posterior.
okay, as a posterior step of the
Falaremos também de
process.
gel
We're going to
coats
talk
para
about gel
moldes,
coats that are used for
tanto à
molds that
base de
can be
resinas
offered
poliéster de
based
alta
on
resistência à
high temperature
temperatura,
resistance
ao
resins.
estileno e retenção de
They are
brilho,
also
e,
resistant to
evidentemente,
styrene,
as
and
novas
they may
versões em base de
retain their
resinas
gloss.
éster
And the ester
vinílicas,
vinyl
cujo
resins,
comportamento à
because in this
temperatura
case,
e resistência ao
we can have
monomercileno e
resistance to the
solventes
styrene
são
monomer,
reconhecidamente
and they are,
superiores.
provingly superior
Gostaria de
products.
falar de
So now let me talk
produto
about this
fantástico,
fantastic product that was
criação da
really
Morquimica
developed
nos
by
anos
Morquimica in the year
2000,
2000.
denominado
We
gel
call it
coat eletrostático.
electrostatic gel
Lembrando
coat.
que gel coats
The
não
conventional gel
convencionais
coats.
não
They are not
conduzem corrente
conductors of
elétrica
the
e por
electrical current.
determinada
But since there
demanda da
was a
indústria
demand
montadora
of
de
the
ônibus,
bus assembly companies,
particularmente no
especially in the
sul do
south of
país, que faz
Brazil, because
pinturas
they do the
simultâneas de
simultaneous
metais e
painting
materiais
on metal
plásticos, materiais
materials and
composites,
composite
foi então
materials. So
desenvolvido gel
they
coat que
wanted to
conduz
develop this
corrente
gel
elétrica,
coat that
permitindo,
conducts the
portanto, pintura
the
líquida
electrical current
eletrostática.
to enable the
Gostaria
liquid
de falar de
painting, the
produto
electrostatic
absolutamente
painting.
sensacional,
Well, it's a
tecnologia
sensational
100%
product,
brasileira, de
100%
propriedade
Brazilian
Morquímica,
technology, owned
denominado
by
poço de
Morquimica, and we
moldagem
call it a
BX0.
BX0
Por quê? Porque ele
molding
tem
compound,
contração
because
zero,
contraction is zero.
funciona muito
Shrinkage
bem para a
is
produção
zero. It
rápida das
operates very well with the
ferramentas.
fast
Vamos
operation of
falar
the different
também nesta
tooling.
linha dos compostos
So
de
we're going to
moldagem,
talk
os
about
adesivos
the
para
adhesives to
aplicação
be
de
used
materiais de
in
pintura,
core
cujo nome
materials, whose
comercial
commercial name
com direitos
is
chama-se
soft
Softline.
light.
E gel
And we're
coats
going to talk about the
altamente de fumaça
self-extinguishable
e
gel coats
antifumegem,
that have
que
very
são
low smoke
certificados para os
emission.
mercados
They are
de energia,
certified for the
particularmente energia
wind
eólica,
energy
e
market,
aplicações
and they are used in
rodoviárias, cujas
subway and
exigências
railway and
de
highway
propagação de fogo e
applications
fumaça
because the
são
requirements in terms of
extremamente
smoke propagation
rigorosas.
and flame
Para
propagation are
finalizar,
quite
produtos
stringent.
auxiliares, como as
And we also
camadas de
have
retenção de
accessory
acabamento,
products
os
such as
pigmentos em
the
pasta e
pastes,
os
adhesion and
desmoldantes.
finish,
Uma linha
pastes,
completa de
paste,
desmoldantes,
pigments, and
tanto
releasing agents.
base
We
ceras,
have the
chamamos de
wax
desmoldantes em
based
sacrifício, como
as releasing
desmoldantes
agents and as the
semi-permanentes.
semi-permanent releasing.
It's a successful company in the scenario of composite materials, founded by Mr. Moroni, that unfortunately passed away more than 30 years ago. It's a family-owned company. I'm sorry. As a professor, it's too many classes and for my throat. And okay. So currently managed by the family group, excellent professionals. Morquimica has competitive technical solutions that are also customizable for all the items I mentioned in the previous slides. We have 2 industrial plants the headquarters in Caxias do Sul, in Rio Grande do Sul, the south of Brazil, and another unit in São Mateus, Espírito Santo. Here, some units of Caxias do Sul and the preparing, production, milling, quality lab and chromatography lab, and with sophisticated spectrophotometric and colorimetric, computerized colorimetric analysis. We have several awards. Some examples of application in mobility, for instance, buses, trains, as I said, nautic applications, tractors. This line is more for swimming pools and nautic applications. And as André explained about the skin coats, we are also present, not with silicone, of course, because this is an Allen Harper technology, but we have the base materials for models and modes. So I would like to start by a more basic product, which are the gel coats, the primer gel coats, based on PET or orthophthalic resins of high sustainability because it's recycling of PET as polyethylene terephthalate, and we use these resins to produce our primer gel coat that can be used both for final painting, for finishing, or to produce models, as I will show you in these pictures. There are several interesting characteristics like low cost, ease for sanding because it has low resistance to friction, excellent coverage and application. I'm sorry, we are losing the original sound.
Proporciona também excelente ancoragem do acabamento final, ou seja, de pinturas, PU poliéster.
We will resume soon when we have the original sound back. I'm sorry.
E as formulações podem ser dedicadas à aplicação em geocoteadeira, tanto em máquinas do sistema airless ou convencionais, ou ainda pistola de caneco invertido, pincel ou rolo. Temos aqui dois exemplos. Aqui uma peça de trator que leva gel coat nas duas faces. Aqui o processo é de RTM. E aqui na direita é um caso real. Eu acabei não falando, a Morquimica.
Well, Morquimica exports to so many other countries in the world. So we see no export barrier for the African market. I do work with African markets. I work with South Africa and continental Africa as well. So I was for a number of time in Mozambique. I was attending training courses, and I was in Luanda as well. So on the right, we see a standard model. It's called Plug in the vessel industry. This is a Paraguayan client. We provide a complete line of gel coats, including the gray one. The gray one is the primer that has been applied on the polyurethane material that was milled by CNC, and of course, this will become the mold of a vessel hull. So we do have some actual applications of the gel coat primer. In this case, it's an automotive application, so that's for cargo transportation for the MAN and Volkswagen trucks. So we serve both Meteor and Constellation. MAN and Volkswagen is the same company, and they produce two different products. They serve the very same markets, but the products are slightly different. And then the green material that you see there on the photo is the primer gel coat that has been approved for this application with Volkswagen. And on the left, we see the tooling before releasing. So this is a project that we work with. This is a major client from Joinville in the state of Santa Catarina. So we would like to talk about the orthophthalic line with a cost benefit that is excellent, very much applied in furniture, internal finishes, as furniture, and so on and so forth. Isophthalic gel coat, the neopentyl glycol gel coats. So we see a picture of the blending system. It's a high-speed rotating system that enables us to have a good dispersion. So I spoke about the coats that are used for repair or repainting. So there are additives that prevent the release of air oxygen on the surface. So it's tacky-free. So one of the most common markets are vessel production and technical parts that require, repair or high standard finish in the splices. Whose molds are done in 2 or 3 parts, for example, bipartite molds, for example. With the NPG line, we have high water resistance. This can be a severe problem. It has always happened. We'll never get rid of the blistering. There are the vials, we call the lumps that are formed. So this was tested in lab. For example, this equipment on the left, whose name is Turtle Box. So by using this equipment, we can deal with this technical issue. We bring it down to an acceptable level. So now, speaking about the electrostatic gel, I made a pre-intro on this, but let me explain better. There is electrical conductivity, okay? Once we use the electrostatic painting system in the painting line. These are sequence-based lines. They're highly sophisticated lines of production. And then we ground. So the negative pole of the metal and the negative pole of the composite is grounded, okay? So there is a negative charge. And at the gun we apply an electrostatic charge, a positive charge. So we're going to have the attraction of the gel coat particles by the paint. So the gel coat will be the conductor of electrical current, and the polyester that is used is appropriate for the electrostatic painting. So it's highly feasible to use this solution because there are no losses. Ecologically, it's appropriate as well. So it enables us to have a uniform layer, low levels of particle return into the atmosphere, a low turbulence, and as a result of that, we reduce the mist. We save on the paint, because the paint just goes where it needs to be lay, okay, on the part precisely, and it improves the working environment, and it's easy to apply. So gel coat for molds, that deserves a special chapter. There are many technologies at Morquimica. We have the conventional products that are blends of polyester resins. Or we also have the ester vinyl based resins, which are the current generation. Isophthalic resins for the molds. They have a medium to high reactivity. They provide temperature resistance and solvent resistance at a high level. So they are appropriate to be used in the gel coating system in airless, gun, inverted cup, brush, and rolls. In the ester vinyl resin, it's all the same characteristics, but there is an additional advantage to that. That is resistance to styrene, because styrene is going to be present in the gel coat for the finishing of the part, okay? So now I'm going to talk about something that is quite important. I'm going to provide you with a summary. So we participate in this market segment that has been growing steadily. Huge growth has been witnessed. And they're very strict on their demands in terms of fire propagation and smoke release. So I have some actual pictures of some applications of such components. Polyester resins, as you see down below. And on the right, you see the application on the vehicles, locomotives, and in cars, train cars for passengers, okay? So this is an application in urban mobility used in buses. Well, Morquimica was born as a company that strongly serves the bus industry, the bus chassis industry. So we are highly specialized on the urban mobility industry. And today we operate with buses and we operate with other transportation systems. Like the one in the airport in the city of São Paulo, we have the transportation system that was produced with our materials and it's fully operational. So we work with the buses, bodies. So let's talk about BX0. So we created this chemical formulation. I myself created this. It is Morquimica's property, of course. So a gel coat is applied, ester vinyl gel coat on the standard model. The BX0 compound is applied in many layers. And then next, we use low viscosity. It has high temperature resistance and contraction is zero after cure. So it enables us to produce molds in 1 to 2 days only so that the tooling can fully go into production. High durability molds are produced thanks to the application of the ester vinyl gel coats. So we have the operation sequence. These are actual molds that you see here in this picture. And I participated in providing training to manufacture the tooling, and I go to the clients to provide such training. Going back to the other topic about smoke and fire. So it's a highly important chapter because it provides the international standards, the ASTM standards, as well as the standards that come from the Brazilian Association of Technical Standards, our ABNT. They address flame propagation, flame speed propagation, and toxic gas release. That is the 7239, which is quite strict, that you can see on the right. So if you're interested in this, Aspen will provide our contact information. And in our last slide, you can find the contact information for Morquimica, okay? So still speaking about the standards here. It's a flame retardant gel coat. It's also an intumescent kind of gel. So that's a fundamental characteristic because it will prevent the fire propagation. And it never catches fire, actually. So the heat is localized. So it enables the extinguishment of such heat point. So it is used in subway systems, in the facades of airports. It can be used in any parts that need to meet the requirements of standards in confined spaces and also in mass transportation system, that is the people urban transportation systems. So you will find more detail on the top coat. Top coat enables us to have a very smooth surface. So there is no tackiness, okay? So conventional gel coat does not have this. I mean, it takes very long to reach the required hardness. But in the case of our formulations, we have no such issue, okay? So adding more information here. And of course, we have to talk about the supporting, the accessory products, the pastes and compounds for core materials. We call them soft light in this case. And we have a complete line for pastes with and without fiberglass. Some have longer fibers, some others have, shorter fibers. And we have the repair pastes. They're widely known in the market as plastic pastes and polyester pastes. And the curing is done with the benzoyl peroxide. The plastic mass will polymerize with the bank peroxide. Well, some slides on the applications of the gel coat. They can be applied with guns. So you see this case of this nacelle in the wind farms. So also using the gravity feed cup system, it can be applied with brushes or even rolls as well. Very importantly here, it's important to use the appropriate application techniques of the gel coat, respecting the due angles, 90-degree angles, the parallel passings. There are 3 or 4 layers that must be applied, never exceed 0.8 millimeters with a moist film, and await for the touch point before beginning with the molding operation. And we have to use, of course, the measurement systems to measure the thickness of the moist layer. So I would like to thank you for the attention. The website is here. It's morquimica.com.br. We operate in the social media as well, so it's easy to get in touch with us. Thank you once again, and I'm here open for questions, should there be any questions, okay? Yeah, I can hear you very well. So we do have a question here. How do you assess the evolution of a gel coat in the swimming pool sector? It's a wonderful question. Well, you were talking about the 30 years of experience that we have, working together with your team at Aspen. We participated in the very first conference. Unfortunately, this association is no longer operational, whose name was Abrapoli at the time. So I always mention that, Valdomiro. Yeah, I always mention this initiative. Well, it's a quite timely question that you have asked us, and I'll try to be, brief in my answer because time is short here, right? So let me provide you a summary on what happened as of then, since we had Abrapoli. We were talking about 25 years ago, more or less. So what was the key issue at the time? We were losing market share to the non-conventional swimming pools that were done with tiling. Of course, they have a share of the market, but we were losing for the vinyl films. There is a low initial cost, but the quality level is very limited, right? So Abrapoli, in a quite smart way, on that occasion, brought together a market intelligence. Engineer Antonio Carvalho, our dear friend, participated with us. So we participated in so many projects, and we published papers, scientific papers, unveiling the issue with the swimming pool gel coats. Because up until then, we were just guessing. And the worst thing in the world of science and in the world of technology is, having suppositions or guesses. So we broke this paradigm, and then we addressed the root of the issue, that is the osmosis. Osmosis is a physical chemical issue because of the water penetration on the gel coat layer. And then we unveiled how it penetrated, right? So we developed resins. Neopentyl glycol isophthalic resin was developed. So because the solvent is dealt with, and then we found the proper chemical engineering for the solute. And thank you for the question, Simone, by the way. So throughout time, we were able to progress. We abandoned conventional formulations, and we created customized formulations that can withstand the blistering, because the blistering, it happens not only in swimming pools. I mean, the swimming pools, I may say, were the trigger that led us to conduct the studies. So let me tell you what we have today. Today we have, purer formulations with less mineral fillers, or the mineral fillers, they're very unlikely to solubilize in water. So just like the resins, they provide a chemical barrier because they have no hydrosoluble substances, right? That's why they provide the barrier. So we reached the state of the art in terms of swimming pool production. Well, today, if the manufacturer of swimming pools, if they adopt the proper technology, hardly ever will they face this issue, okay? Perfect, very nice, very well answered, Valdomiro. Well, other questions may come, and I'll submit by email together with the information of the person who was asking the question. Okay, we don't want to run any later. It's 10:04, I'm quite on time, so I should thank you once again. We're going to be together at FEIPLAR, FEIPUR, working together.